Today is a new opportunity to accomplish your incredible. So let's wake up each day with a fresh mindset necessary for you to win. I welcome you to Rise and Shine. Morning motivation for the girl boss with author, speaker, and founder of the Prestige Society, Nicole Doss. Let's jumpstart your morning now. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and rise and shine. I am so thankful that we get another opportunity to be able to just live our lives anchored in our purpose. A lot of us take that for granted and we just get up and we just go on our normal hamster wheel. But let's just take a moment to be thankful that we get another opportunity to create something awesome. And that is your crave-worthy business. Today's word is going to be, once again, a very simple word, but nonetheless, I believe, very impactful. And that word is remember. The reason why I want you to take time and just reflect and remember certain things when it comes to your brand is because there's a lot of distractions out there. I too fall victim to scrolling on my timeline, seeing some really awesome girl bosses doing really amazing things, and just asking God why I haven't seen this constant leveling up of success that I want. There's a sense of gratitude that we have to have. There's a sense of appreciation of our growth that's necessary and required. And there's also this need to understand that the muscles that we are building for the level in which we are today is required for us to master in order for us to be able to go to our next level. So today I want you to spend some time remembering what you say, remembering why you started your business in the first place, remembering how hard it was just to step out on faith and say, hey, I want to actually start a business, remembering how uncomfortable it was when you tried to get your first client, and then remembering the sweet victory when you actually got your first client, remembering that time when you expanded into a realm where you didn't even think you could expand, remembering that time that someone actually recognized your work and gave you kudos for it, and all during the time where you didn't even think anyone saw you through all the noise. Guess what? Today is the day for you to look back and to remember the greatness that you've already accomplished with your fabulous brand. It's necessary for you to be able to show this gratitude for growth in order for you to now know where you need to go. So let's get started. You have some 3 tips. Actually, today you have 4. So let's talk about what you're going to do in this whole thing of remembering the awesomeness that makes up your brand. So step number 1, I want you to get out your journals today. And if you don't have journals, get a sticky note pad, please, because everything you're going to do needs to remain visible. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to write down why you got started in the first place. Why did you start your business? I know I started my business because I was starting a consulting company and I wanted to have a support group. And I knew a group of women who also were thinking about starting their businesses or had already started their businesses. And I wanted to make sure that we had support along the way. That was why I started, because I realized that that's what we don't have. And when we don't have support, we either make poor decisions, we make decisions that really aren't based on much information, just kind of our gut, or we go into business with friends and friends that are not equally yoked to our work ethic or even our vision that we have for the brand itself. So why not create a sisterhood for women entrepreneurs? That's why I started the Prestige Society, which at that time was the Prestige Networking Group. So write down your why. Why did you get started in the first place? Why did you see the need to fill the gap? Why did you feel like the world needed another LLC? And why were you the person for the job? I was the person for the job because, one, I feel like the hair club for men commercial. I wasn't just the president or the CEO. I was also a client. I was a member. I was reaping the benefits. But at the same time, I was able to create these learning solutions for women on how to build our business. And because it was a smaller group, it was only 5 of us at the time, we were able to build things like accountability partners, and we were really able to hold each other accountable month to month to month and seeing our growth. That was my why. And why was I the one for the job? I had the advocacy, I had the formal training, I had all the things that I thought that I needed to be able to lead this group of women in their journey of being able to find their entrepreneurial niche. That was my why and why I was the person for the job. I want you to write down your why with confidence, right? Why were you the one for the job? You know why deep down inside. Write it with confidence at this moment. Press pause if you need to. I'm not going anywhere. All right. Number 2, write down one of your early stage wins. For me, one of my early stage wins. So 1 year after the Prestige Networking Group was in operation. And remember, the goal wasn't for the networking group. It was really for me to start the business, which was the consulting agency. So after a year, when I found out that I really, really loved doing the whole networking group instead, I decided that if we wanted to change anything, and I'm sorry for all the moving, my toddler's moving around. I'm sure it's making the microphone make noise, so we apologize in advance. But what we decided was that in order for us to really see progress, then we needed to make sure that our previous year did not look the same as our current year. So then the question became, what does change look like for Prestige? And that change for us was to first move our monthly meetings from out of my home, move it into into what became like our headquarters, which was the Gray Haygood photography studio. And because it was, furnished with tufted couches and chandeliers, like, hello, so our headquarters. And then it was opening up membership to other women in New Jersey. And I think our early wins was when we saw that women from both North Jersey and South Jersey were coming to us and actually wanted to take part in our membership. I think that was the thing that let me know that people were seeing us, people thought that what we were offering was of value, and it gave me the energy and the drive necessary to say, okay, let's go ahead and push forward. So for me, that was definitely like my small early win. So write down for you, what was your early stage win? That one thing that happened early on when you got started that let you know you were on the right path. All right. If you need to press pause to capture that, please do so as well. Number 3, write down how you have grown. When I think about the transition period for Prestige, it was when we started utilizing Instagram even more to share the stories of what we do. And Greg Haygood, being the awesome photographer, videographer, and family friend that he was like, we got to capture these like 60-second videos of like what happened at this meeting, because he really stood behind everything that we did, and he really loved the information that was shared, the guest speakers that would come to speak to the members. And he was like, yeah, like, come on, let's have a discussion. So with that, our discussions look like the pink room chats. The discussion looks like, these 60-second videos. We would do Topic Tuesdays, or we would tell people, let's talk about it. And at some point, people from Atlanta, Miami, North Carolina, Illinois began to reach out to me and asking how can they get more information. And I hadn't built the Prestige Society to be a virtual online community. I really built it to be this very specific space in New Jersey. And I realized that it was time for us to pay attention to the demand, and it was important for us to supply an opportunity for them. And we tried to transition a number of ways into an online community, and it felt a little painful because we weren't really sure what it should look like, and it was a lot of trial and error. And today I think it's hilarious because it's just our natural operation of how we work. So I want you to think about how you've grown. I mean, we literally have grown from, 5 founding members to, 47 members to having multiple chapters to having now our target of building up to 100 members. And not only that, we have a number of affiliates, we have a number of ambassadors, we have a number of what I call friends of prestige, where we do collaborations and partnerships. It's been phenomenal. We've had podcasts now where we're on iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play. We have, books that we've published. We have blogs. The growth has been humbling and awe-inspiring, and I've just been thankful. Speaking engagements on platforms that I've never imagined, coaching clients that have national recognition that I never thought I'd have the opportunity to work with. When I think of the growth, it's been nothing short of amazing. And I think sometimes we need to tap into that, because I'm going to tell you, last night I prayed and I was like, "Oh, God, give me a breakthrough." And it's like, girl, you done broke through. You done broke through. You broke through, you're breaking through, you're winning, and you're blessing people. Someone on Sunday just said to me, "Nicole, please keep up the good work. You are blessing and motivating so many people, present company included." That's why I do what I do. And I have to remember that, because all that you see on Instagram, all that you see on Facebook, all of that is a distraction. It's all designed by the enemy to distract you, to make you feel like you're not doing enough, and to make you feel deflated, and to really stop you from being great and to continue to work. Because if you feel like you're not great, if you feel like you're not meeting your goals, it depends on the mood you're in and the energy you're tapped into. You could really stop and become deflated and not push forward because you feel defeated. It's not that. You can't do that. You cannot do that. So write down how you've grown. But last but not least, all of these fabulous things that you've written down, I want you to keep them in a place where you can see. I want you all day to see these things, to remind you not only of how far you've come, but how you cannot stop. You have so much more work to do. But don't look at that road ahead of you as a failure because you haven't arrived yet. I want you to look at from whence you've come, so that you know that you are on this road. You have covered so much traction thus far that there's no option. There's no other option than for you to keep pushing and keep working, because there's so much more for you to do in addition to the great things you've already accomplished. So this is your girl, Nicole. I want to say have an awesome, blessed, and fabulous day. Bye.